1500 प्रीलोडेड गानों वाला कीपैड फोन धमाकेदार साउंड के साथ कारवा मोबाइल.
Hi, this is Utkarsh Patel, and welcome to this world of some lovely stories. Stories from myths, epics, legends and folk tales. Stories of heroes who have left a path for many of us to follow. Today I'm going to tell you about a Jewish hero, another tragic hero by the name of Samson. The name Samson is derived from the Hebrew word shemesh, which means the sun. And as God protected Israel, so was Samson supposed to do. Samson's strength was divinely derived, and he further resembled God in requiring neither aid nor help. Jewish legend records that Samson's shoulders were very broad. He was lame in both the feet, but when the Spirit of God came upon him, he could step with one stride, while the hairs of his head arose and clashed against one another so that they could be heard from a distance. Samson, who was said to be so strong that he could uplift two mountains and rub them together like two lumps of earth, yet his superhuman strength, like Goliath's, brought woe upon its possessor. The account of Samson is found in the book of Judges, chapters 13 and 16. The setting is the land of Israel in the 12th century BC. Samson's birth was a miracle. His mother wasn't able to have children, but that was no problem for God. Since Samson's parents were still loyal to God at a time of spiritual decadence in Israel, God answered their prayer and chose them to have a son. A messenger was sent by God to give the blessed parents the news concerning their son. They were told that their son was to deliver Israel from the hand of the Philistines, who were occupying the land and oppressing Israel's. They were given instructions on how to rear and care for the child. God ordered Samson to be put under a special consecration governed by the Nazarite, meaning separated or dedicated. This was a unique vow applicable during the Old Covenant of national Israel, whereby Samson could dedicate his life to the full-time service of God. This vow required that the hair not be cut ever, a sign of subjection, nor could any alcoholic beverages be consumed by him. God had apparently planned to provide Samson with unbelievable superhuman strength to be used against the Philistines, provided Samson's vow of submission was faithfully kept. The Philistines were an ancient people known for their conflict with the Israelites, as described in the Bible. As a boy, Samson was obedient to his vow and loyal to God. His friends undoubtedly came to have a healthy respect for his physical strength. Not many fellows would have braved picking a fight with him. But once he was grown, Samson seemed to lack concern about the Philistines' oppressive occupation of his land. Samson didn't think the Philistines were all that bad. He even made an attempt to blend into their society. In fact, his first girlfriend was a Philistine. He became so infatuated with this Philistine girl that he put pressure on his parents to approve of their marriage. On one of Samson's trips to see this girl, he was attacked by an Asian lion. Bare-handed, he grabbed the lion and tore him into two. Samson finally prevailed against his disapproving parents, and the marriage was arranged. The marriage didn't last a week. The Philistines didn't trust Samson, and they surrounded him with 30 bodyguards during the week-long wedding festival. To get rid of them, Samson composed a clever riddle and promised them each a complete wardrobe if they could come up with the correct answer. The Philistines got busy with it, but weren't smart enough. So they put pressure on Samson's wife with violent threats to burn her and her family if she didn't find out the correct answer for them. She then started crying to get the answer out of Samson, and she succeeded. He gave in to her. When the Philistines came up with the riddle solution, Samson immediately knew that they had got the answer from his wife. He left his wife, went and slew 30 men, took all their apparel and gave it to the 30 who had answered the riddle. He then went back to live with his parents. Samson got lonely and went back to the Philistines to get his wife, only to find that she had been given to another man. Samson devised an attack plan. He caught 300 foxes and tied their tails together. It was harvest time for the Philistines, and Samson set fire to material tied between the tails of the foxes and turned them loose on the crop lands of the Philistines, bringing about huge destruction for the Philistines. The Philistines retaliated by burning Samson's wife and her family. Overflowing with anger, he slaughtered many more Philistines. Later, he arranged to be caught by an army of 1,000 Philistines, and while they surrounded him, he broke loose and killed 1,000 men in hand-to-hand combat. Samson has started to frequent prostitutes and seemed bent on following the destructive pulls of his flesh. His selfish lust finally brought him to the last prostitute by the name of Delilah. As for Delilah, she was in love with herself and money, not Samson at all. The rulers and the generals of the Philistines offered her a large sum of money to find out the secret to Samson's strength. After being nagged by Delilah, he finally told her the key to his strength. If his hair were cut, he said, the vow would be broken and he would lose the strength God had supplied him. He would become as any other man then. Delilah got the secret she sought, and after deceitfully causing Samson to fall asleep tenderly upon her knees, she called for an aide to come and shave off his head. The Philistines then overpowered him. They gouged out his eyes and bound him with brass chains and bands, fastened him to a grinding wheel in a dark prison, and made him grind grain like an ox. The Philistines were happy over their capture of Samson, and when a major holiday came, a large crowd had gathered. The occasion was to offer sacrifice to their great god and to celebrate Samson's imprisonment. In attendance were the royal family of the Philistines, the Philistine general staff, and the whole administration of that powerful nation. They were seated in a large viewing stand suspended over an arena where games were played. They called for Samson to be brought out to torment and ridicule him. After abusing Samson, he was allowed to stand near the two main supporting pillars of the elevated stands, from which the dignitaries watched the festivities. Still blind, he asked the young boy who was leading him to guide his hands to touch each of the two pillars. Samson then prayed with all earnestness. Samson knew he had been called to deliver Israel from its oppressors, but instead he had served them and himself. In his pathetic troubles, he experienced a conversion and became totally committed to God and to doing his work even if it meant his own life. He fervently prayed and asked God to hear him. God did. Samson said, "Let me die with the Philistines." He then bowed himself with all his might against the two pillars. His muscles bulged, quivered, and filled with greater God-given strength than ever before. The pillars began to push apart, and then, like a massive earthquake, the entire viewing stand collapsed, killing about 3,000, including virtually all the leadership of Philistia. This disaster disrupted the Philistine nation and managed to make Samson achieve God's wish. Samson today is synonymous with strength. If you've enjoyed this story, made famous in a 1949 Hollywood film by the same name, then do come back for more of such interesting myths from across the world of mythology.
छुपा रखा है तेरा ही प्यार छुपा रखा है। सूरत है